Hi, my name's Iona Antwis from Loughborough Lightning, and you're watching Women's Rugby Show.
So, Maddie, thank you so much for chatting to us for our first kind of championship review we've ever done on the channel. So, first of all, how are you and how are you feeling after Saturday? Obviously, obviously a long time away properly from the field. How's the body feeling this morning and yesterday morning?
Not too bad. I was quite lucky that I got a bit of a 20-minute break at the end. Unfortunately, with the game, we had to kind of match numbers, went down to 12, but it was a good opportunity to rest for some of our older players like myself.
How nice is it back playing in the Championship? Obviously, it's been a while away from the league. How nice is it being back playing Championship rugby?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, we've been lucky that we've managed to get in 3 friendlies leading up to this. So kind of doesn't feel as emphatic, I guess, coming back into that particular game, but it is nice to be back in the league. But like I said, we were really lucky to have that little bit of a run up for both our first and second teams, quite mixed teams going into that. But just good to be back. It's been such a long time coming.
Yeah, and obviously it was quite a good weekend for the club. Your second team won Saturday, yourselves won on Sunday. How nice was it to be kind of out playing, both teams playing nice rugby and winning as well?
Yeah, it's huge for us. I mean, we haven't had a second team for, I think, maybe 7 years, something like that. That was the last time we had one out. And to kind of come out the other side of COVID with a second team is just phenomenal, really. So I think it's just testament to all the hard work that everyone at the club has put in. The commitment of the players through that time where we're kind of training on and off. But I've never seen anything like it with the amount of girls we had at training kind of through lockdown, really. So yeah, it was a good statement to make for both first and seconds coming into their respective leagues.
And it was a comfortable win for yourselves in the first team. Kind of, can you tell us a little bit about the game? Obviously, we weren't there to watch it, but can tell us a little bit about it?
What can I tell you about it? I mean, from my point of view, obviously, it was great to kind of win with that amount of points to kind of put on the board. Obviously, historically, we got a bit burnt last time we were in the Champ North, with the points difference at the end, losing to West Park Leeds. So it was important for us to get points on the board. But equally, it's also, I'm trying to think how to word it, a little disappointing to see those kind of scores, perhaps, kind of being posted out in our league. I think it was the same with the Waterloo result as well. But the game itself, I thought, it was great. Everyone loves scoring some tries, don't they? It's just a little frustrating not to maybe be able to execute our game plan and see that it's going to be effective going into some tough games, when we come up against the likes of Harrogate and West Park Leeds. So,
were there any kind of standout performances that you would say from your side?
I think our 13, Izzy Wikinder, she's a great talent that we brought in. She's cutting some excellent lines at 13, so she's brilliant. We've had, basically our entire back line is pretty new this season, bar somebody who's come back from injury, which is great to see. Leah Holden as well. It's the first time that we've seen her playing at 10. She's just picked up the position like she's always played there. And there's a couple of 19-year-olds that kind of come in. Are just kind of tearing it up, really. So I'm excited to see what they've got coming for the season. So I think for me, those two stood out. And then within the forwards, our open side flanker, Alice Burtonshaw as well. She's just always so full of energy and smiles. So it's always great to have her on the pitch.
And how important do you feel the Championship is kind of for the growth of the women's game? Obviously, you've got yourselves kind of linked up to Gloucester Hartpury. West Park Leeds had a fair few Sale Sharks players playing this weekend. How important do you think that is?
Yeah, it's really important. I think it's great that the RFU have kind of expanded the league to include 10 teams now. Ultimately, where the Premiership going to get new players from, people have got to get some game time and experience, and the place they can do that is the Championship. As well as that, those that are in the squads, we've got a partnership with Gloucester Hartpury, so we might see some players that aren't necessarily getting game time, but they need it. They can come and play Championship rugby and hopefully get good enough competition there and experience under their belt to then go and smash it again in the Prem. So I think, yes, it's really important just to kind of create more of a level playing field, really, get more people up to the right standard that's needed, and hopefully people playing good standard. It's going to be more entertaining game. It brings more promotion to the women's game, more people watching it. I think can only be a good thing.
And obviously you've got two decent-sized unis in terms of women's rugby nearby. You've got Gloucestershire and Hartpury. How important do you think links with those unis can be to develop players, not just for Bucks, but also for Cheltenham Tigers? I think your second team had a fair few Gloucestershire players playing this weekend as well.
Yeah, it's been massive for us. I think historically we've been more linked with the university. So we've seen a really, really good flow of players through from them. More recently with the Gloucester Hartpury link, we've seen some of the Hartpury Bucks players coming through. So, you know, without that kind of feed in and new players coming in because they're starting new courses there, we'd probably be in a bit of trouble. But it's great to have them. And it just, I mean, probably like I say, my age, it just amazes me that they can play twice a week and still be all right. So, you know, it's brilliant to see them still coming and playing club rugby as well as Bucks.
Yeah. Finally, kind of what would a successful season be for Cheltenham Tigers this year across the club as well as just the first team?
Well, I guess if I go with the club answer on that, for our seconds, it's to come in the top half of the league. And for our first, obviously, we'll aim for top 4. But for me personally, you know, obviously you want to see both teams at least come top 2, really. I try and get to playoffs with first and look at promotion for seconds. That would be the dream.
Yeah, so perfect. Maddie, thanks a lot for chatting to us and taking the time out of your day for our first kind of championship preview. Hopefully it's something we can do more of this season. Hopefully we can get down to one of your games against one of West Park maybe this season. And yeah, it's been brilliant to see kind of the championship grow up to kind of like the media level this weekend with at the Premier 15s as well.
No, that's great. Thank you very much for having me. It's great to kind of give the championship a little bit of promotion. So I think this is great. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm May Campbell from Saracens, and you've been watching the Women's Rugby Show.